Hi everyone, it's me. We're going to start off today by letting you know that if you'd like to upload a blog, just to chat about whatever's on your mind, feel free to send me a link and I'll be glad to add it to my YouTube account so that our membership will find it easier when it's all in one place. And now on to more pressing things. Chief and Council are currently trying to have Brian Smith removed from our ballot. They believe that he had an unfair advantage because he spoke with the press. The funny thing is that all I really heard him say was that we as band memberships want transparency. We're going to sign a petition and we're going to ask for a forensic audit at this special meeting. Now, the way the news media has got it played off is like we already had this special meeting, but we haven't. I just want you to know that. Whether or not Chief and Council are going to give us the meeting that we requested, let's hope. Let's hope. The bylaws are what they are, so it doesn't really necessarily mean that they have to. But the news media does have people believing that they have answered our questions, when in fact they haven't. So I don't understand why they would want Brian removed from the ballot. The only thing that I can see is what the news had pointed out themselves was the nepotism and the fact that those that are running and those that are currently in power have, they're all family. So if they're pointing that out, we as band membership already know what who's related to who, so it's not a question for us. It was pretty much just a statement for all of Nova Scotians, just to let them know what we are as band members going through. And it's not the Smith-Peters thing. It really isn't. This is just the fact that we have in power greedy people who don't want to relinquish that power, and who could blame them? When you are receiving salaries of $250,000 a year, would you honestly not turn in your best friend, give up your firstborn, or, as they have done, sell their souls? The Mi'kmaq people, this is not who we are. This is the ways that we've been taught by the non-native. You know, you can't even say whites anymore, you know, because it isn't. It's just non-natives that have turned us into this. We've followed their guidelines of how their government should be run, and we've turned our membership into what you see out in the real world, the non-native world. Look at the politicians and the corruption that's going on, and look at the salaries and everything else that, you know, that they are doing. And then look at Shirley Clark. Look at Mike Halliday. When they sit back and they say that, you know, they're doing the good for the people and whatnot, we really know the true story. But what I'm hoping here is that they don't have the opportunity, the means that Indian Affairs and their lawyers don't help them to have Brian removed from our ballot. He is in fact the only one who isn't related to current Chief and Council and those that are running. I think that gives us an advantage, a big advantage. But did he get it because he pointed this out? No. The news media did their job. They asked the questions. It was our Chief and Council that were being evasive, and, you know, so don't ruin this for our band membership by, you know, removing someone who actually is capable of change if given the opportunity. I've read what he sent me. The other candidates, I received nothing. I received nothing from Kristen Halliday. In order for me to vote, I would really want to know a little bit about a person. And what I read from Brian was not so much about Brian, but what it was that Brian wanted to do for our community. And I'll tell you, anyone who has read it, if you can see in anything that he has said that isn't true, or doesn't need fixing, or this is a good place to start, please, I'd love to hear from you. But I do believe that we as band members, we're going to make a clean slate. We are definitely going to make a clean slate. We have the full election coming up in November. By then, hopefully, we'll have had a lot of input from the band members as to where we want to go, so that we can get over this thing that we're going through. I'm going to call it growth. We had to learn all the wrong ways with all the wrong people to get to where we are right now. And we're in a good place right now, because now everyone's eyes are open. We're seeing people for who they are and what they're doing. And I must say, just my personal opinion, if I was making $250,000 a year for doing nothing, taking care of 30 people, we may be 300 strong, but there are really only 30 people that have to deal with this. So I gotta say, that's a lot of money. I personally have had to work, I'm gonna say, the last 10 years to make that. I don't know where the money went. I do know that we paid our bills and we took care of family and whatnot, but we're not chief and council, and this has got to stop. This has got to stop. But I just wanted to let you know, because I'm just on a rant today for some strange reason, that hey, we can't let certain things happen, and if we are going to let them happen, then we've got to be prepared as band membership to put up with the consequences. Not everybody agrees with me, but like I said, this is a place for you to come back and tell me things are different. Tell me that progress is being made. And I will say, my mother did get her wheelchair ramp. They had to be shamed into it, but she did receive her wheelchair ramp, which is the only way that anything that my family, when they need stuff, is you have to shame them. And that's just not right. They're supposed to be there for the people, working for the people. And if not, stop collecting $250,000 a year. $200,000 the other counselors were getting. Mike Halliday is being paid, they said, for contracts and stuff that he hired. Now come to find out, well, not find out, but I was just told that Dave McCullough, Susie's husband, is actually the one who is hiring natives, and that Mike is subcontracting to him. So in fact, he's not hiring natives. And I was up on the reserve, and I saw 3 of Mike's employees driving around. Not one of them was native. Not one of them was a band member. So if we are doing all of this and we are hiring people, then let's put it out there. Show us the contracts. Show us what we need to know to prove that, in fact, you are worth what you're getting paid. And that's really what it boils down to, folks. Is GlooscapFirst Nation's chief and council getting paid what they're worth? And I'm going to tell you right now that no, they're not. They're getting overpaid, and those that are suffering are the band membership. And those of us that live out in the real world, well, I won't say we're suffering, but we sure are paying for it. Again, just my thoughts. You guys all have a nice day, and feel free to come on in and blog with me. Leave a comment, whether it's good, bad, it doesn't matter. Comment, I need to know these things. It helps me to know more about what other people actually think. It really does. And I think it helps a lot of our band membership, to sit back and actually look and hear that, hey, real people do exist. Real people. And us real people, we want change. At least this one does. So you guys all have a nice day. We'll be blogging at you soon.